Hello and welcome to the Premier League preview. This time we're going to focus on Brighton, who got promoted last season. They finished second after being pipped by Newcastle on the final day of the season. They broke their transfer record yesterday, signing Davy Proper. They were tipped to go down, one of the favourites to go down. Just like to hear from Ben on his thoughts of Brighton for the upcoming Premier League season.
Yeah, like you said there, Jason, Brighton got promoted eventually. They should have gone up the year before, obviously, but they didn't. They buggered it up in the playoffs too against Derby. They're 6-5 to go down. They lost David Stockdale to Birmingham this summer, which was a bit of an interesting one. He was one of the best players last season. They brought in Matthew Ryan from Valencia, comes in with good pedigree, Australian international, but he made a bit of a howler yesterday in their friendly against Atletico Madrid, so that'll be interesting. I think they've probably weakened there. They brought in Davy Proper, like you said, Sutner, Goss, Mateo, and they brought in Izzy Brown on loan. Some unknown quantities in there. It'd be interesting to see how they adapt. In Chris Hughton, they've got a likeable, good manager. He's got out of the Championship a few times before. He deserves a chance. He's about to get in the Premier League. Brighton played a 4-4-2 last season. They'll probably continue doing that. Play with Sam Baldock or Tom Ahema just off Glen Murray. They'll be tough to beat. Lewis Dunk and Shane Duffy, they're heading clear everything. Under owner Tony Bloom, they've improved massively, and obviously they deserve their chance in the Premier League. How do you think they're going to go, Jason?
I think Brighton are sure this year. They've not really tried to sign many proven Premier League players, rather keep and build on their foundations from last season. Anthony Knockaert, in my opinion, is their best player. He's a player that will take you off the edge of your seat. He glides past players. He's a really fantastic player. But whether he can make that step up to the Premier League is another question in itself. I think Lewis Dunk as well is a solid player. He's a very good defender, but playing against the likes of Gabriel Jesus, Romelu Lukaku and Harry Kane is very difficult. I'm not sure whether we can make the step up. I think 6-5 is not a great price, but it's possible that many people will take a punt on it because many teams do go down from the Championship who've moved up to the Premier League. And I think Brighton are likely to be down there at the end of the season. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue with it. Hughton definitely trusts in the players that got promoted. Like you said, Knockaert's going to be the one who gives that little bit of extra quality. He's going to have the firepower going forwards. Brighton going to be quite tough to beat. 2 banks of 4. Then in possession, they'll look to get the ball out to Knockaert. He'll try and make things happen, really. Dale Stephens is another one. He's a key player. He's going to sit in front of the back 4. They play 4-4-2, so he covers a lot of ground. He puts in a lot of work. He was linked with a move to Burnley last season. They tried to sign him. He actually handed in a transfer request. They've done well to keep hold of him. He's tied down to a new contract. But the problem is, obviously, with the gulf in class between the Championship and the Premier League is growing every year. I mean, teams are spending more and more, and they look like they're going to be in for a tough time. Obviously, realistically, the goal is going to be to establish themselves. And I hope for their sake they go and do it. They're going to be reliant on set pieces. They were last season. Lewis Dunk, Shane Duffy, they're going to contribute with goals. That'll be a key facet to their play. And watch out for Solly March. He's a young winger, very direct. A few seasons ago, he had a great season. In trouble with injury over the last year or two, but he broke back into the team at the end of last season. And I saw he did some good stuff against Atletico Madrid the other day. So I think he'll be one to watch for the coming season.
Yeah, I agree. I think they'll probably try and replicate what Burnley did and be solid from the back and build from there. And if they can do that, then they can really do well. I really like Chris Hughton. I respect what Tony Bloom has done. He's built that side where they were playing in Gillingham at the Goldstone Stadium, and now they're playing in the Premier League in their own stadium. It really is fantastic, and many people would like them to stay up. I think Hughton really could go well if he keeps Brighton up. If he can establish himself in the Premier League, then they can do what Stoke City have done and many other Premier League sides have done. I think, in fact, signing Izzy Brown is a coup. I think he was good last season for Huddersfield. And I think if they can keep that nice group of English players with a bit of stardust from Anthony Knockaert, then you just never know. However, I'm going to say a bottom half finish, but if they could just sign a nice striker or a key player, then I think they could just stay up. However, I'm going to say 6-5 is not a bad price at all.
Yeah, bottom half finish is odds on, obviously. Just a quick point on Izzy Brown. Obviously, he likes to play in between the lines as a bit of a number 10. Brighton played 4-4-2 last season and the season before that. So it'll be interesting to see what they're going to do there. They're going to change things up. They're going to adapt. So I think you need to. If they start slowly, they're going to stick with the 4-4-2 and get crosses in, or are they going to try and change things up? So it'd be interesting to see how Brighton go this season.
I think Manchester